The reason you can't stop snacking at night is not lack of willpower. It's a bad habit loop your brain learned, and tonight it's going to try to run it again. In this video, I will show you how to spot that habit loop before you act on it and how to change the signal that triggers it so cravings stop feeling automatic. Here is why this matters. The same brain process that makes you check your phone without thinking is the one that is pulling you towards food at night. Once the habit is learned, it runs on autopilot, and over time, that autopilot does not just feel automatic, it starts feeling compulsive. If you don't act on it, you feel restless, on edge, like something is unfinished. So the pattern repeats. You do well all day, evening comes, you slip, and by morning, it's not the snacking that stays with you, it's the doubt that you can trust yourself around food. I am Dr. Almeri, a weight loss surgeon, and I see this every single day. This video is not about fighting cravings, it's about interrupting them so you get something most people have not felt in years, a real moment of choice. Let's dive in. If changing your eating habits has ever felt impossible, especially when you are tired, stressed, or late in the day, this is the part you need to hear. Most people don't struggle with weight because they are lazy, weak, or lacking discipline. They struggle because their brain is running on autopilot. A large part of what we do every day is driven by habits, without us even actively choosing to do so. That means many of the moments you later regret were not fully conscious decisions to start with. Habits are learned over time. Once learned, the brain runs them quietly in the background to make life easier. Fewer decisions, less thinking. Just familiar tracks laid down over years and wired into your brain. The problem is this: some of those habits are no longer serving us well, but the subconscious brain does not know this. It doesn't care about weight goals, health plans, or intentions. It only knows what worked before, so it keeps running the same pattern anyway, even when they keep holding you back. So how does a habit form? It starts with dopamine. Dopamine is often called the pleasure hormone, but in more accurate terms, it's the learning and motivation hormone. When your brain experiences something pleasurable, dopamine is released, and the brain says, I like this. Let's remember that for next time. Then it asks a key question. What happened just before this? The brain starts watching for signals, places, timings, people, emotion, and situation that came just before that pleasurable moment, that reward. And when those signals show up again, the brain switches on the go get it system. Let me give you an example that might feel familiar. You finish dinner, you're not hungry. Later in the evening, you sit on the sofa, the TV is on, and suddenly you feel like reaching for snacks. The tortilla chips with the dips. Not because your body needs food, but because it feels right. Your brain remembers, last time I sat here watching TV, tired in the evening, I ate this and it felt good. The sofa, the TV, the evening, they have become the signal, and that signal creates a craving. Your brain starts expecting the reward, that comforting feeling. So you head to the cupboards. You haven't eaten yet, but you already start feeling a little bit better. You eat, you relax, you feel good. And your brain stores the lesson. Sofa plus TV equals snacks equals comfort. So the next time you sit there, the urge shows up so fast. No thinking, no debate, just autopilot. This is the habit loop. Signal, craving, action, and then reward. And here is the key idea. The habit always starts with signal. Once that signal appears, almost everything that follows happens automatically, which is why relying on willpower in that particular moment often fails. Now let's talk about another example. You are driving home after work, you are tired, mentally drained. You see a fast food sign. You don't usually stop there, but tonight you decide to do so. You order a milkshake with burger. That kind of sweet and salty combination hits just right. Dopamine is released and the brain says, that was good. Remember this. So the brain stores the lesson. When I am tired after work, this meal helps. The next day, you're tired again. You see the same fast food sign. The pathway activates, the cravings appear. Your brain leans towards, yes, And over time, that pathway gets stronger. Soon, just seeing that fast food sign, especially when you are tired in the evening, pushes you straight into action. Not because you are weak, but because the habit has been trained well. And this is where most people get stuck. They keep blaming themselves while the brain keeps running the same signals. So the real question here is not, how do I get more willpower? It is, how do I change the signals around me before the craving even starts? And that is what we will talk about next. Now let's talk about your environment, not the world, not society, but your own space, because this is where habits really start and why cravings can feel like they are coming out of nowhere. You wake up, your phone is next to you. Before you even get out of bed, you open the screen, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, food videos. You are not even thinking about food, but suddenly you are. Then the food delivery apps, big photos, bright colors, special offers. Your body is not hungry, but your brain has noticed. Notifications pop up, free delivery, limited time deal. You are not even thinking about food. Now you are again. You walk into the kitchen, snacks on the counter, very easy to grab. You haven't decided to eat, but the signal is already there. Work, biscuits on the desk, snacks in the drawer, not because you plan to eat, but because that's the way your desk is set up. Then you get home, you sit on the sofa after dinner. The TV is on. This is not random. That is the exact same combination. Place, time, screen, and tiredness happened many times in the past, and it was always followed by food. So your brain learned the pattern. You're not hungry, but you are tired. And to your brain, tired plus sofa plus screen is the signal. It's a signal that says snacks usually come next. So here is the key point. Our environment is not a neutral environment. It's being quietly shaped to push us towards eating from the moment we wake up to the moment we sit down at night. And when we are surrounded by signals all day round, willpower does not stand a chance. Not because you don't care, but because you are constantly being cued. So instead of fighting cravings all day, you need to change the setup. We need to change the signals so the healthier choice becomes the easier choice. Here are the 2 changes I recommend that would immediately weaken these habit loops and give you a jump start in your becoming healthy journey. The first step in resetting your environment is to clean your phone. Look at your home screen. Which apps show you food the moment you open it? You don't need to delete them. You're not banning anything. Just move them off the home screen into a folder, into a second page. Then turn off the notifications. No pop-ups, no banners, no reminders calling you all day. The apps still work when you choose to open them. No signal, no automatic cravings. That is the difference. The second step is to reset your physical environment. Look at your kitchen. What do you see first? If snacks are out, your brain reads that as a cue to eat. So move them off the counter, out of sight, up high. Same rule at work. No snacks on the desk, no biscuits in the top drawer. Now do the opposite. For foods you want to have more of, make them visible. Fruit on the countertop, washed and ready to eat. Water easy to reach. Protein at eye level. Healthy nuts within easy reach. Not straight from the bag, but divided into small pots, measured so you could eat one at a time. Same space, but just different signals. This is not about discipline. There's nothing forbidden here. You're not saying never, you're just saying not without thinking. Because when autopilot is interrupted, when food cues quiet down, you get something most people have lost. A moment of choice. A moment to listen more clearly to your body. Your body is always trying to tell you things using its own language. Hunger, fatigue, stress, emotions, boredom. But when cues are everywhere, these signals get mixed together. Food ends up being used to solve problems it was never meant to solve. By changing your environment, you create a space to tell the difference between the signals that your body is trying to tell you. This is hunger. I need food. This is tiredness. I need rest. This is a stress. I just need to unwind. Emotions need care, not calories. And this is the real win. Changing your environment does not just reduce eating, it helps you respond to your body needs instead of reacting automatically. So over time, you build a trust in yourself being around food and tend to your body's needs the right way. Let me leave you with this. If changing habits has ever felt impossible, it wasn't because you lacked discipline. It was because the game was stacked against you. Today you learned how habit loops are triggered and how changing your environment gives you control back without fighting yourself. But understanding the loop is only the first step. Most habit loops don't break in the morning. They come back in the evening when you're feeling tired, your brain is drained, and this is when the old patterns come back fast. This is why I recommend you watch the second part of this video. The link for that video is shared there. And in that video, I will show you more practical ways to break the bad habit loops in real life, reinforcing these strategies from today's video and showing you how to use them when it actually matters. I'm Dr. Almeri. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.